Hey, my name is John Sims, CEO and owner of Digital Pro Designs. With this video walkthrough, we're going to be going through some of the basics of how to just navigate the basic elements of Elementor. We're going to be talking about things such as sections, intersections, columns, margins, padding, text, and adding basic elements such as inner text and images as well. So hopefully after this walkthrough is done, you'll be able to have a really good feel for Elementor, how it works, and just how to navigate through making basic changes to your website. With that being said, let's get started. Okay, so the first thing you'll see, what I have pulled up here is our homepage. If you're a client of ours, we've already sent you your login information. So what you'll do is type in your website /wp/admin, and you'll go ahead and use that and log in with those credentials. It should take you to the home page of your website. On the top end, you'll see something here that says Edit with Elementor. So that's what we're going to go into right now to show you the basics of how to edit your website. So we're going to click right here, and this will take you to the front Elementor interface. I like to call this the front end of the website, and what I like to call the back end of the website is your WordPress dashboard. So on the front end, you'll see some of the basic items here. You'll see things such as intersection, heading, image, text editor, video, button, dividers, Google Maps, icon, and spacer. This will be your overall easy sections for the basic elements of Elementor. So what we're going to do here is we're going to show you how a lot of these things work. Let's start at the top. At the top, you're going to see a hamburger bar here. If you click on this, it takes you to some of the main details of Elementor. We're not going to really touch on a lot of these. These are more advanced settings, but we will show you that if you ever want to get back to the dashboard of your back end of your website to add plugins or anything like that, you'll go right here. Another item that you'll see is this 9 block bar right here, right beside the Elementor icon. If you click right here, that will allow you to always get to these widgets right here. So just to show you a little bit how these things work, Elementor has sections, which are these blue icons right here. These things right here are called sections. So there's going to be a section on every part of your website. Your website is broken down into parts. So you have sections, which are these main things right here, these main big parts with the blue sections right here. And then within those sections, there are things called columns. Small gray box with two small boxes on the inside of it. These are called columns. Within columns, sections can hold columns, and then within columns, you can place widgets. There are two ways you can find widgets. You can just browse by widgets by scrolling on your mouse, or you can type in the search bar and search for a widget. So right now, we're going to search for something simple like a button. All right. So we're going to add a button right here, right within one of our columns. If you notice, that pulls up right there. Now, if we wanted to customize this button, we can go out and change a link. So say if I wanted to put digitalprodesigns.com, I could do that right there. I could also change what text that it says. I can make it say our site or whatever I would want it to say in that particular moment. This is all part of the content section. Whenever you click on a widget, there's going to be a content section, and in that content section, edit your content, your style, and advanced. So right now in our content, if you notice, we changed out our link, and we also changed out the text of what we want that button to say on that link. On the type, you can also decide what type of button you want it to be. If you notice, if I change it, it automatically changed the color and the style of what that button would be. Warning, it could be red, danger, or things of that nature. Now, if you notice in these other sections, notice how this button is all the way over here to the left. You can change that and make it aligned left or right, whichever way to your pleasing, or you can stretch it all the way out. We're going to do it all the way to the right now. Also, there's basic elements here on the content that allows you to change the size of it. You can make it medium, large, extra large, or however way you want it to be. In the style of our site right now, you can change things such as the typography, which will allow you to change the text, the size of the text right here. You can change the size of the text. You can make it smaller, or you can make it as big as you like. In the family section, you can also change what type of font family that you're using. So right now, I just changed to Veranda. I could also change to something like Helvetica or whatever else I want to choose. Elementor has a pretty good amount of text options to change the fonts within its platform. If you notice right here, you'll have sizing options. In these sizing options, you can change by pixel, EM, REM, or VW. These are different when it comes to their respective settings. I particularly like to use pixels a whole lot. If you want, you can change to EM if you would like, but I just typically like to keep it at pixels because that's typically the best way that I like to work. Now, when you come here, there's the weight. Right now it's at default, and if you bring it down really, the smaller the weight, the skinnier the font is, and the higher the weight, basically the thicker the font is. So if you notice, we can put it at 500, 700, or we can even go to bold or things of that nature. You can also go to transform if you want to make it all uppercase, or if you would like to make it all lowercase, or capitalize, or normal. There's also a form here called style. You can go here and you can change it to italic if you would like, oblique, normal, or I typically like to keep mine normal. There's also decoration if you would like to underline your text, overline it, line through, or none. Typically, I like to keep it at default. If you notice down here, there are two other options. Your letter spacing, you can space out your text for as far as it'll go, which is 10. Or if we had more, you can change the height. Really, this would also change that. Just to give you a better illustration of this, I'll click right here and I'll go to style and I'll go to typography and I'll change the height of this to make it a whole lot bigger, just so you can see that in action in real time of how the line height changes based upon how we want the height to be. Well, now that you've gotten the basic idea of how these attributes work, what we'll do here is we'll go in and look at how to edit text in different items as well. Now, there's two ways to edit text in this basic overview of Elementor and how your website works. We can change text right here by typing directly into the front end of the site, or anytime we click on one of these, it also pulls up to the left. We can also change text here. Pardon me, I'm not that very good of a typer, but if you'll notice that we also change whatever we type right here shows up right here. All of these sections are manipulative, so we can actually, if we click right here, you're able to edit, duplicate, copy, paste style, or save, navigate, or delete. All right. Now, if we want to add a widget, if you go right here, we can actually add any one of these elements into one of these sections right here into our columns. So say if we wanted to add let's do a YouTube video. So if we wanted to add a YouTube video, if we add a YouTube video, now all of a sudden we can change out whatever link we want to put in there, and a YouTube video automatically pulls up. We can choose it to autoplay, mute, loop, privacy, or lazy load. We can go in and add an image right here. And there you'll go right here, choose an image, and according to your WordPress file, you can choose whatever images you want to add. So say, let's just add this guy right here. And so say if we wanted to change the size of that image, we can go right here, change it to medium or medium large, or we can go right here in our style and we can change it this way as well. And if we needed to. So right here, any widget that you see right here, you can add to these sections. One of the last things, if you want to go to responsive mode, you click right here and you have your tablet. It'll show you all of the items and how your site looks when it comes to your tablet mode. And if you go right here into mobile, it'll show you how all of your website looks when it comes to your mobile segment as well. If you want to like to preview the changes, you click on this little eyeball right here and you can preview these changes as well. And it'll pull up in another site without the navigation tools, and it'll show you how your website will look live. All of these things you can do before you update your site. Now there's a couple of things you can do as well. You can save this as a template if you don't want to update it, or you can save it as a draft, or you could just go ahead and click update. This has been a brief overview of how your website works and how your navigation tools work as well. I hope this was a great help to you. If you have any questions, feel free to email us at info@digitalprodesigns.com. Go ahead and like, subscribe. I plan on releasing more videos soon that are pretty short, practical, and to the point, and help you get the hang of Elementor pretty quickly.